2022 in a way is starting off like a lighter version of the beginning of the pandemic. Maybe not nearly as severe, but I'm hearing about things like events being postponed or being moved to online only events. And for the topic of this video, Disney and Pixar's upcoming movie Turning Red is going to be moving to a Disney Plus release in countries that have the service. Hey everybody, Bloodman Bobby here, and as I said at the beginning, Disney and Pixar's Turning Red is going to be moving from theaters to a Disney Plus release in markets that have the streaming service. So on March 11th, the movie will be coming to Disney Plus instead of being released in theaters. The Verge said that there's no plan on if it will be released in a premiere access sort of way, so it's not going to be released like Mulan or Raya and the Last Dragon where they charged extra for it. They're going the route similar to when Luca and Soul were released on Disney Plus, where there's no additional charge on top of the usual Disney Plus subscription. Disney said that the film will be released theatrically in markets where Disney Plus is not yet available. The other day before this news story broke, I remember hearing about Spider-Man No Way Home doing really well at the box office, and I was thinking, okay, so this could be a turning point where studios are going to feel more comfortable releasing their movies back in theaters. But then a certain COVID-19 variant called Omicron, it's starting to sprout up, and it just kind of reminds me how I almost feel like the pandemic is a sort of 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of process, where it's like, vaccines are getting out there. I recently just got my booster, and we're starting to see movies like starting to do better at the box office. Like I said, Spider-Man No Way Home is doing really well. And so I thought that with Turning Red that it was going to get a release maybe something closer to Encanto, where Encanto came out in theaters first, but it got released on Disney Plus about a month after it was released in theaters. So I was thinking that the Encanto strategy would work for Turning Red, but due to the Omicron variant, I think that's why Disney is concerned that maybe because of the rise of Omicron, that audiences may not turn out as much for Turning Red, pun intended, but they may not receive a kind of the kind of box office numbers that something like a Spider-Man No Way Home would have. So that's just kind of what I meant, in that it's not like a consistent kind of smooth process where by now it would be much safer to go outside. I mean, again, maybe not as bad as when the pandemic began, where there was people I knew that couldn't work for, a few months due to the pandemic and before the vaccines came out. But it looks like instead Turning Red is going to get a release that's much more similar to what happened with Luca and Soul, where it's just released on Disney Plus and there is no additional charge. It'll be as long as you have the Disney Plus subscription, you could watch the movie. Still, I'm planning to cover Turning Red. I know I've done a couple trailer reactions of the movie. I really liked the director's previous Pixar short, Bao, which actually got me quite emotional. I think I remember it got me pretty teary-eyed when I was watching Bao in the theaters along with The Incredibles 2. I'm really curious to see what the director is going to do with Turning Red this time. And it looks like, at least in terms of the tone and art style, it's a kind of a good example of the director trying something a bit new, because Turning Red seems to use a much more colorful art style, and it has more of a sort of lively sort of tone. So, but at the same time, I'm really curious to see how the family issues are going to be handled in this movie, because I really liked how they were handled in Bao, and I'm hoping to see something of the sort in Turning Red. So yeah, if you want to check out the trailer reactions that I've done of Turning Red, you could click on the card right around here if you're watching this on YouTube. So I've done a couple trailer reactions if you'd like to check those out. And another thing I wanted to point out is that Disney and Pixar's other big 2022 movie Lightyear. I've also done a trailer reaction on that as well. That movie also is still scheduled to be released in theaters on June 17th. So maybe by then, Disney and Pixar could go the Encanto route where they release it in theaters first and then maybe a month or so later, depending on, of course, where the pandemic is by then. Maybe like a month or so later, they'll release it on Disney Plus, sort of like what happened with Encanto. So let me know your thoughts down below. How do you feel about Turning Red coming over to Disney Plus? Do you think that Lightyear will get a similar release as Turning Red, where it just goes straight to Disney Plus, or do you think it has a chance to be in theaters like Encanto did? So let me know your thoughts down below, and until next time, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thank you all for watching. Hi everyone, thanks for watching this Blood Moon Bobby video. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos, and ring the bell to be notified about my latest uploads. Don't forget to follow me on social media for my latest opinions and video updates. I hope to see you next time.